Okay, so now that you conceptually know what slope is, how can you algebraically calculate the slope of a line? So we're going to return to the car analogy. And so as the car drives uphill, it is a positive slope. We can record the position of the car at 2 points. So we can record the position of the car at 2 points, okay? And that would be the x and y coordinates. So the first point, we're going to label x1, y1 at the bottom of the hill, and a second point, x2, y2, sometime later. So down here, we've got the car, and here it is at 1 point. So, okay, um, so here we've got, our car at, sorry, I can't seem to control this very well. Okay, well, you can see the car at the bottom of the hill, and there's a little dot in front of the car, and I've labeled that dot x1, y1, and it travels up almost to the top of the hill, and I've got another dot, and so that dot is a point with the x and y coordinates x2, y2. So in the same way that we can choose 2 points in time for the car going up the hill, we can choose any 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2 on a line. So here on this graph here on the right, we can see I've got 1 point here, and we're labeling that x1, y1. And we've got a second point here, and we're labeling that point x2, y2. And so the slope of a line can be directly calculated from the coordinates of any 2 points on it. Okay, any 2 points on it. So remember that the slope is equal to rise over run, and the rise is a difference in y coordinates. So a difference in y coordinates would be y2 minus y1, and a difference of the x coordinates would be x2 minus x1. And so this leads us to our first formula for the slope of a line. So the slope of a line is equal to y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. Now, something important to notice here is look at these subscripts. We have y2 and x2 out front and y1 and x1 behind. When you're using this formula, if you accidentally put the numbers in so that you ended up with something like this, okay, you're going to end up getting the wrong answer. Okay, and this is just, forewarning here. So you'll see you've mixed the y value of the second coordinate with the x value of the first, and you put those in front. So that's going to give you the wrong slope, calculated slope. So just be mindful of that as we move forward. Okay, so let's look at an actual example and calculating the slope of a line using our formula. So first, let's write down x1, y1. So that's going to be our first point, and x2, y2. That is our second point. So the first point that we have selected is the point -2, +2. So -2, +2. And then our second point is at 5, 7. So 5, 7. So now to calculate slope of this line, slope is equal to y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. Okay, so y2 is going to be 7, and x2 is going to be 5. So y2 is 7, x2 is 5. Minus, and then y1 is positive 2, and x1 is negative 2. So y1 is positive 2, and x1 is negative 2. Okay, so we're going to have 7 minus 2, which is 5. And then a negative times a negative is going to be a positive. So this is really 5 plus 2, and so that's positive 7. So the slope of our line is a slope of 5/7.